This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Today's video is brought to you by Ground News. Republicans, it's one of two things as I see it. I don't see that there's a third option. Or maybe there is, and it's a combination of these two things I'm getting ready to talk about. They either have very short memories of how they've behaved in the past, or they're completely bereft of dignity or shame. It probably is a combination of the two. Because Tucker Carlson, last night on his show, went on and is admonishing this administration, this Justice Department, this set of cases against Donald Trump, and is talking about how it's not good or normal to promote or be happy about the jailing of your political opponents, the prosecution for their crimes of your political opponents, which is just a bananas take given the lock her up chance and all of the threats of jailing political opponents, from Gretchen Whitmer to Hillary Clinton to Joe Biden and everybody in between. And Tucker Carlson has the temerity to go on Fox News in another dignity-free performance on his white supremacy fireside chat and take the moral high ground about this. Then I'm going to read a Rand Paul tweet, which it is galaxy-brained nonsense. Two sentences, both of which should not exist in the same tweet. Anyway, before we get to this, a very brief word from today's sponsor, Ground News. On my channel, I strive to get the whole picture. This can be challenging, though, in today's media environment where stories break quickly and come at you from multiple angles. Ground News helps me sort through the chaos. Using their app or website, I can quickly see all the sources reporting on a story and where they fall on the political spectrum. Then I can directly compare articles from thousands of publications to help distinguish fact from opinion. For example, when Silicon Valley Bank collapsed, I could see exactly how media outlets on the left and on the right were framing the story. I can also get additional context about the reliability of the news sources reporting and who owns those sources. Ground News is an excellent tool that gives you a full view of what's happening. Try it today at ground.news/Dollemore, then subscribe to get unlimited access to all features and to support both this channel and an independent news platform focused on making the media landscape more transparent. Find your foundation with Ground News. So let's get to this Tucker Carlson little clip here. Listen, we know Tucker Carlson is not to be, we should have no expectation of decency or truth from Tucker Carlson. He is a white supremacist agitator. He is a fascist. That is who he is. So we shouldn't expect integrity or decency or normalcy out of him. He is there to whip up the base into a frenzy. He is there to suborn an angry response from the base. He's there to make apologies for the insurrection, calling it a trespassing event. He's terrible in every way. But here he is, another one in a long line of dignity-free performances from Tucker Carlson.
Now, it goes without saying this is an inversion of what you're supposed to want in a sane society. In a sane society, you let elections determine who has political power. You don't fantasize about your political opponents going to jail. You don't want a real show of force to deter constitutionally protected protests, because those protests are the sign of a free society. You're proud of that. That people can protest. They don't have to be violent. They can say what they think. But that has changed over the last 2 years.
Is he kidding? Is he kidding with this? In a sane society, you let elections determine who has political power. Boldly proclaims Tucker Carlson, who is still calling into question the legitimacy and the outcome of the 2020 election, an election in which Joe Biden got 7+ million more votes than Donald Trump, was elected president of the United States in a free and fair, settled American election. But Tucker Carlson now crying the crocodile tears about the impending indictment of a man he calls a demonic force. A man he says he hates passionately. It's all just bananas. He says, you don't, in a sane country, he says, you don't fantasize about your political opponents being put in prison, being sent to jail. And that all of this has changed over the course of the 2 years that Biden has been in office. Meaning, while Donald Trump was in office, we were a sane country, that we allowed elections control political power. We didn't fantasize in this country while Donald Trump was president about jailing political opponents. Is he kidding? Are you fucking joking? Tucker Carlson? Just yesterday, Rand Paul tweeted this: a Trump indictment would be a disgusting abuse of power. The DA should be put in jail. Which apparently, according to Lil Rand Paul, wouldn't be a disgusting abuse of power to jail a duly elected DA who's going through the proper legal channels to see whether or not a grand jury of citizens decided there was enough evidence to bring Donald Trump to trial for his crimes. It's all yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. I think it was the day before. I made a little short, and I'll play it here. That really, I think, I woke up thinking about this and made this stupid little thing, but this really encapsulates. I was replying to a tweet in response to Asha Rangappa that said, celebrating charging someone with a crime is fascism, but that's what the Democrat Party has become. Anyway, here's Bree, like 15, 20, 30 seconds of the short, and we'll talk about it. Celebrating charging someone with a crime is fascism, but that's what the Democratic Party has become. Sorry, I can't hear you over the lock her up chants.
Lock them all up.
So again, which do you think it is? Is it that Republicans don't have a memory for what took place since 2015 when Donald Trump announced his candidacy for president, and all the way through the campaign up until his election, and then for 4 years with the lock her up, lock him up, lock them up? Even Donald Trump saying lock them all up at the end of the short that I included there. Is it that, or is it they just don't care about integrity? They don't care about any modicum of ideological purity. It's just nastiness. It's win, win, win at all costs. Our side must win. Everything else be damned. Power for power's sake. Destruction of the country, an end to American democracy. The clarion call of the conservative movement in America today. I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can also email me, daily@dollemore.com. Let's mix it up in the comments. We can talk about it there too. If you choose to engage the trolls, that is up to you. I myself do not. Very rarely. Sometimes I like to have a little fun. Follow me on social media. We can probably not have as much fun there. I am on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok @Dollemore. And if I bring you value, if you have some appreciation for the work I do here, the mission of this program, I would ask that you consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. Big week. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.